Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Update. Appreciate you guys and subscribe if today is your first time watching my video. A lot has been happening, and the heads of the tables regarding to UAG grant, they are coming together to see how they can put an end to whatever is happening. And I hope this meeting will bring good result, as we all hope. We don't need too much talk. We just want the right thing to be done. Let them disperse this money and let the masses have what they deserve. Subscribe to this channel if today is your first time, and let's continue this conversation in the comment section. I want you to listen to this video and tell me what you think about it in the comment section, and share this video too on your social media platform so that other people can also see it and benefit from it. As you all know, information is key. Appreciate you guys. Bye for now.
The news holds that the grant handler are currently hosting an all-important meeting, a decisive meeting between the grant handler and the government committee to streamline discrete conditions, discrete terms that will usher in disbursement. And if this meeting is going to be profitable today, then disbursement is going to take place. And one of those factors that they are sitting out there today with the government committee to finally lay conclusion to is the factor of the entitlement of beneficiaries. In the grant ecosystem, remember, there are two certain factions of information circulating. A faction of information holding that recipients or beneficiaries will be entitled to between 1 million to 2.5 million naira, and there's another faction that is hosting that the beneficiaries will be entitled to the sum of money ranging from 100,000, 300,000 or 500,000 naira as their entitlement for this while the anticipated grant. And this faction is unconnected to the meeting that took place between the UAAG management, spearheaded by Apostle Ambassador Ken Wakama a few weeks ago, saying that the UAAG are not going to disburse palliative to the masses, but disbursing grants with meaningful entitlement. So those that are in the camp of the UAAG are subscribing to this entitlement of 1 million naira to 2.5 million naira for recipients, while those that are loyal to the AGPGN camp are subscribing or standing on the palliative per se entitlement of 100,000, 300,000 or 500,000 naira for recipients. This specific entitlement factor that creates division between the UAAG and the AGPGN scores of days ago has again dragged the grant handler to the face of the government committee to decide their fate. And remember, when the AGPGN first held a meeting on Telegram intimating the masses that what is coming to them is not grant per se but an intervention fund. Few weeks later, the UAAG on their part equally held a meeting with their partners and diversified from the opinion of the AGPGN, pitching a more lucrative and encouraging entitlement for recipients. The expectation of grants, which everyone knows grant is always 1 million to 5 million naira, 10 million naira and above. And this particular meeting, these two critical meetings, causes division in the ecosystem, causes an outrage that has delayed disbursement even longer than expected. Grant subscribers, as we already know, the greater audience of subscribers who have tasted the tough hands of poverty lately, will be expecting or supporting the audience that hosts millions of naira for beneficiaries. And this is the same promises that has lingered in the grant ecosystem since the era of Telpacon, same Theobarth Global Foundation, where the subscribers were expected to receive 100 million naira, or the bundle heads to receive, or cluster head to receive 200 million naira, 500 million naira. Some even go as far as projecting 10 billion naira for NGO CEOs. And this is the same promises that crawl to this current grant ecosystem. The UAAG are promising millions of naira. Grant in the real sense signifies reasonable sum of money above millions of naira, and larger audience of the subscribers are in the camp of the UAAG fighting the AGPGN, seeing the AGPGN as betrayals or group that wishes no good for the masses because they are promising palliative 100,000 or 300,000 or 500,000 naira. If these two grant frontiers were able to harmonize their plans and ideas together, there should have been no division in the information circulating in the social media in the first instance, and it's now dragging them to the table of the government committee. Government committee, you already know that most times government doesn't actually expect much good for the masses. They don't actually care about the plight of common people out there in the society. May treat the matter with disdain or neglect, thereby causing further delay in the ecosystem. It always starts from the home, the UAAG and the AGPGN. If they have reconciled their thoughts, their expectation, and their interest, little the government committee will do to intervene in their affairs. It will be a matter of harmonizing their thoughts, working together, and presenting their common vision or expectation to the government committee. And when the government committee discover that two of them are working in unison, they will be left with no option than to grant approval to the visions or the project on the table, aware that this grant is not actually given by the government to the masses, it is non-governmental. So little the government will do to regulate or restrict the activities of the grant handler. But because there is no agreement from themselves, the grant frontiers or promoters, they will always be forced to appear on the table of the government committee for their fate to be decided. This is a lesson all grant subscribers should learn at the moment. We may take sides to our own detriment. Have seen several posts that are blaspheming, criticizing, or even smearing the character of either the UAAG frontiers or the AGPGN frontiers. We are all, the grant subscribers are doing all these things to their own detriment. At the end of the day, the expectation of everyone may be frustrated depending on the contours of information that we choose to promote. Some people may, at the end of this disbursement, face jail term because of the derogatory and the blackmailing content of their posts they publish on those platforms. You can hear people saying or jestfully mocking the AGPGN as being betrayers, pitching tents of incitement and hatred against both parties. The most important question everyone should ask themselves in the grant ecosystem is, are there two different grants to be disbursed? Or is only one grant? The first one that we were intimated is the UAS grant that these two people, the AGPGN or the UAAG, are promoting. And I believe we all already know the truth. They are not disbursing two different grants. The AGPGN and the UAAG are not having different grants to disburse, except the UAS grant that we were told from the onset. So when Apostle Ambassador Ken said he's going to disburse grant, not palliative, and the AGPGN said they are going to facilitate the disbursement of intervention fund, people think it's two different grants. It's one single grant, but different presentation. The presentation to earn admiration and love or accolades of the masses, and then same presentation to incite or create hatred and division against the subscribers to the AGPGN. And when you look critically at this, you discover that one of these presentations may be true. Logically reasoning, look at a factor where the number of beneficiaries and the number of NGOs are divided by the total grants entitlement available. Let's take, for example, this grant was supposed to be disbursed to, say, 4,000 NGOs. And during screening and verification exercise, we have about 4,500 to 5,000 NGOs. Each NGO having 1,000 recipients in them. That is about 4 million or 5 million recipients. So if about 400 trillion naira to be disbursed to 5 million people, divide 400 trillion by 5 million Nigerians, then you have a more realistic picture of the entitlement of a recipient. We were briefed that following screening and verification of NGOs at Abuja, there were still residual registration of NGOs by the grant handler. We witnessed scenarios where the AGPGN accused the UAAG of engaging in multiple registration of NGOs outside the UAAG app. And the UAAG equally accused the AGPGN of registering NGOs outside the app. It was like a struggle of registering more NGOs in the name of raising logistics to fund the activities of disbursement. Then, if this is established as a fact that there have been multiple registration after verification exercise, that implies the total number of NGOs to receive disbursements have moved beyond 4,500 or 5,000 to about 8,000 to 10,000, if not more than 12,000 at the moment. Therefore, the total sum to be disbursed have not changed. It remains fixed. Divide that same entitlement to the more than, say, 10 million or 12 million recipients at the moment. Then you have a clearer picture of how much million or hundreds of thousands a recipient is expected to receive. Therefore, it's comfortable for all recipients to expect or support the camp of grant frontiers that are projecting or announcing 2 million or 2.5 million naira to recipients, and hates those that are projecting hundreds of thousands. But use your logical reasoning to draw conclusion on your expectation as a recipient in this matter. But please remember, there are no two different grants to receive. If it is two grants, no problem. The grant subscribers are open to receiving even more than two grants from the AGPGN, from the UAAG, from Power of Five, from so many of them that have been subscribed to in the past. There are more than 121 grants ever subscribed to by grant subscribers in this country since 9 or 10 years ago. So it's a good thing we will receive more grants, but realistically, we are expecting one particular grant to be jointly disbursed by the audience of the UAAG and the AGPGN to this current grant subscriber. But the major factor here is the continuous fighting, infighting, division against factions loyal to UAAG or AGPGN. So this same division, this same disunity or disagreement has brought the two grant subscribers today to the table of the government committee. To us, the grant subscribers, one thing is certain: after rain there will be sun. Despite how dark the night is, there will always be the crack of a new day. So we expect that today, as these grant handlers are meeting with the government committee, there will be no bureaucracy of the government in this. Bureaucracy of the government simply means excessively complicated administrative decision on the side of the government. So if there is no excessively complicated administrative procedure of the government, disbursement will take place almost immediately after this meeting without delay. So our prayer is, let there be no government bureaucracy in this. We have waited for so long. Remember, we were told that this week, before June 12th, will be disbursement. This grant was given approval for disbursement scores of weeks ago. If not this infighting and division of interest, disbursement should have taken place. And these two grant frontiers are now being presented with another opportunity of using this particular grant ecosystem to change or wipe the tears of Nigeria. The question is, will they allow the masses' interest to supersede self or group or cabal interest? Our prayer, the prayer for all grant subscribers, it is important right now for all grant subscribers to go into at least 5 to 20 minutes or 30 minutes of prayer right now as you are watching this video. As these grant handlers or frontiers are sitting before this government committee, they should allow the self to die, and the masses' pains and suffering should touch them, to shelve whatsoever cabal or personal interest for government to grant them the go ahead to disburse this money without further delay. We are sending again a message to these grant frontiers that as they are sitting before this government committee, they should reflect on those whose property has been thrown out of their homes by landlords owing to failure for them to pay their rent. They should reflect on those school kids who have been restricted from attending classes because of their failure to pay school fees by their parents. Then should look at those who can afford to buy gari and eat at least 2 times a day. I've seen so many girls that are being raped because of not having home. Homeless people every day. So many people are becoming hungry and starving by the day. These grants will do a lot of things to so many people if it is disbursed this week. Share this video to so many groups. Let it get to the grant handler to allow the suffering of Nigerians to touch their heart, to shelve group and selfish interest for disbursement to take place, and to equally touch the government committee, the suffering of millions of Nigerians whose livelihood is dependent on this grant, to touch their heart, to grant approval for disbursement to take place after this meeting today. We trust that God will do this for the grant ecosystem. There is always an end to every reality under the sun. Nothing is permanent. Delay was not meant to be permanent. That was a season. Yesterday was a season of delay. Today is a day of disbursement. And we believe the end to delay will be in today's meeting. Then there are those that are expressing interest on the continuous shutdown of the UAAG app. The app has been down for more than 7 days now. And you know, in the internet parlance, when there is expiration of subscription of a certain host on the internet gateway, the site is always taken down, and a certain period given for renewal of subscription. If renewal is not met between this time interval, all data that was hosted by that site is completely deleted permanently from the internet. The site is almost a week now, if not more than a week, that has been unavailable for access. It's sending a red flag to all subscribers. Why is the site not activated even after 5 days? Because I know the deadline for renewal might have expired or is almost getting expired. All NGO data will be lost if the deadline expires without renewal. What is the UAAG doing about this expiry? Those that are IT gurus knows that not because there is an activity going on in the site is the reason why the site is unavailable. It's because subscription has expired. There are people that are coming up with defenses that the there is a work ongoing at the background of the site, at the back office. Some are insinuating that MOU is being prepared at the back office, or the template is being prepared to be reviewed, that as the site is coming up, MOU and the template will be reviewed. It's far from this. It's a red flag for the site to be down consistently for 1 week. Reach out to NGO management for them to restore the site, else it will be a disaster for all NGOs who have subscribed for this grant activity. Beside this, let's once again pray for the successful outcome of today's meeting between the grant handler and the government committee. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. Hence, when we receive a feedback of the current strategic meeting ongoing, you will be immediately notified. Thank you for having me on Om Jolivia TV today. Bye.